Welcome, ladies, to the Real Estate InvestHER Show, providing inspiration, strategies, and insight to empower women investors to live balanced and financially free lives. Now, here are your co-hosts, Liz and Andresa.
Welcome back, ladies. This is Liz.
And this is Andresa.
Welcome back to the Real Estate InvestHER Show. Andresa, we're talking about something super important. What are we talking about?
We're talking about how to build genuine relationships, not any relationships, genuine, organic relationships. So you can really connect with one another and maybe partner up, maybe not. We'll see what happens. So we have 10 minutes over here, so it's going to be super quick. All right, Liz, this is like quick tip.
And I love this topic. And I love this topic too. I love this topip because it's
we can talk hours about this topic.
We can, and it's like peeling back the onion. It's a lot to it, but what do you got to tell us?
So listen, all adults, I know that many introverts like me have a hard time building or making new friends, right? So I'm going to be sharing here what building a genuine relationship looks like versus a transactional relationship that you won't even remember the name of that person and won't really care to remember, which is not good because you just wasted your time, right? Talking to that. So usually, right, when I did door-to-door sales, I had to build rapport with business owners. We sold business to business to Verizon. So I met around 50 to 6 business owners every day. And many times I had only like a couple of minutes to build rapport with them. So usually you use the methodology.
Rapport, right?
Rapport. What is it? I'm saying report.
That's okay. You have a rapport with them? I'm just making sure.
I built a relationship with them. So we usually use the acronym FORT, right? Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Because what we wanted there...
Ooh, I like that. I never heard you say that.
What are you talking about?
I've never heard that acronym.
Sales. Yes. So we did that with a specific goal of finding something that they do that we also do that we can say, oh my gosh, me too, right? And then you kind of like make that connection. The point is, when I know that somebody's doing that to me, I just reject. I just like... don't want to. You're just trying to do a sales thing over here. Then I don't want to interact with that. So I'm going to share 3 things over here of what a transactional conversation looks like and what can we switch. So the first thing, it's always like a one-way conversation. Have you been part of those lists?
Oh, yeah. Those are tough.
It's tough, right? It's a one-way conversation. It's like not like throwing the ball and you throw it back and you listen to it and you feed off of the answer instead of asking something else, right? That has not related to the answer of the person. So it's a one way. The way that we transition to building relationship, it's really listening more than talking. You're really listening and understanding what this person is saying and genuine engaging from the answer instead of thinking, what's going to be my next question to this person? And then you're really having a conversation and not an interview. Or vice versa. You don't feel that you've been interviewed. It's a very distinct way. And that's why I think I don't like to go to many networking events, because then I feel they're like, okay, check. I talked to 10 people, but it's very superficial and I don't remember their names and I don't care to remember. The ones that I remember, it something in that conversation, I felt heard and they felt heard as well. So that's my number 1. Number 2, though, it's about the physical, the eyes. The eyes are not there. It's like there's a glaze in the eye. What that means to me, and that might mean different to the people that are listening, is that they're not present. there. If you stop talking and say, what do you think? They're not going to say anything because they're not even listening. They're not there. They're not there. So to me, there's like eye contact, not creepy way. Don't get creepy, right? You break a little bit this eye contact, but you are there. You're not like scattering around and scanning the room to see who is the next person that I'm going to be talking to, right? If that's the case, that's total disengagement. Get out. The next thing that I would say is that there's no vulnerability.
Ooh.
It basically is like, what do? I do real estate. Okay. I do flips. Yeah, I own this amount of doors.
How do you go vulnerable with people that you just met?
Well, according to Brené Brown, you should not be vulnerable with a lot of people that, right? You have to have a very specific circle. What I mean by that is like, okay, I don't want you to sit down and just like open up a can of worms of everything. However, what is a level of vulnerability that I feel comfortable with? I'll share with you right now. For example, I can share with many people what's not working in my business or something that I'm struggling with, right? Then I feel that, okay, then I open the door for this person to also share what's not working in their business or something that they're looking to achieve. And then we can maybe bond on supporting one another on that. When we are just sharing this, like, oh, look at how my business looks great, right? Everything looks great. My life looks great. Everything looks great. Instagram picture. I'm wearing a mask. And I think the vulnerability, it's a game, right? You take your mask off and say, yeah, those things are going well in my business, but the marketing department or the lead generation is something that I really wanted to work on. I'm not getting as many leads. What are you doing in your business that has been working? And vice versa. And you might share one thing or another. You might not share your deep secret sauce, but how can you help one another? But what I'm saying is that not just positives. You kind of like mix it with positives and negatives, because that's entrepreneurship is. There's no investor right now that we can talk. They're like, everything is good. So those three things: one-way conversation, turn to two-way conversation, listening. The eyes, the physical, the body language, that needs to be there. It needs to be present. And vulnerability, meaning what's working, what's not working in your business, and how can we support one another? That to me is a great recipe to build genuine relationships. And if you find people that don't meet those criteria, in my case, I get the hell out. I invent something. I need to go to the funeral of my plastic flower. I have no idea. I invent something that I need to get out of that. And I don't spend any more time on it. If I feel disconnected, I'm out. Mentally out first, and then physically 30 seconds later.
I like to chat longer. And then I'm like, why do I feel so drained? No, that's great. That's great input. I would encourage everyone listening to know that this is a muscle. And this is a muscle that you can use when you go to an investor meetup and you go to our investor con and you come out and play in the arena with all of us, because it is a muscle. It's not something you do or don't have. I believe it's a muscle. Some people may be naturally inclined, but other people can learn the skills, because we all need more relationships, not a million, but some more to keep us growing as well. So please, share in our Facebook community what coming up for you for this episode. We always want to continually be in conversation with all of you. We so appreciate you being on this journey with us. But this is a safe space for you to give and get the support you need. So thanks for listening.
Awesome. See ya. Bye.
If you enjoyed this podcast and want to receive updates on our next interviews, go to our website, therealestateinvestor.com. There, you can subscribe to our show, become part of our investor community, and get updates on upcoming episodes.
If you like our show, please share it with other women who would benefit. And don't forget to leave us a rating on iTunes. We'd really appreciate it. And as always, we encourage you to take one action as a result of today's show and put it into motion. so you can live both a financially free and balanced life. Thanks for spending time with us.
Ciao.